Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. We're working on the shortcut to the ice dungeons, or shortcut to the ice mountain. So here's like it's just a 2-screen dungeon, and we have it where we can pop out into the ice mountain. It basically is going to block us in. We've got a little blizzard going on, and the good news is the blizzard comes on through a warp zone instead of just a scene transition, and it also turns off on a scene transition and turns on a scene transition. So that functionality is seemingly working. So today we'll probably be fleshing out this dungeon here. It's not a super complicated one. We're just gonna chuck in some bats and stuff. And then we'll call it good on that little dungeon. So I do want to add the two boulders here that will prevent the player from exploring further in the ice mountain. So I'm going to put a boulder right here blocking the way, and then another boulder here. So like if you read this, it'll say, I don't know if I like the Modest Mountain name. I want to change the name. I don't know what to change it to. But there is going to be, so in the game, and this is like Convictus, this is like a top tier secret I'm going to let you in on. So my Finding Focus logo is two F's like a mountain, right? Like two mountain ranges. And the goal is, and I thought of this one day. Yeah, I didn't plan this, but I did just think of this randomly. So if that's my mountain logo, if you look at the overview of this, there's an ice mountain and there's a volcano. And the idea is once you cleanse the ice mountain, it'll melt the ice and it'll turn back to like a waterfall. And then the water will flow down and do different stuff. And then the lava, when you clear the volcano, it'll get restored back to a normal mountain with like green grass and trees and stuff. So my idea is at the end of the game, once you cleanse the forest biome, both of the mountain tops here, if you picture the two mountain tops that are up here, but looking at it from front on, I'm going to make them look like the Finding Focus logo there. So the end of the game is like going to reveal the two mountaintops that are all in harmony now. And then it's just like a little Easter egg for Finding Focus. So I thought that was cool. So it's not like a huge amazing thing. It's just like, oh, there's two mountains here. We can literally incorporate Finding Focus in the end of the game somehow, kind of like how in Temple of Doom you get the Paramount Mountain at the beginning of Indiana Jones, and they found it in real life. So it's kind of like that. So that's something I'm not gonna tell a lot of people. If they happen to see this, then they know. So Convictus, you're in the know. So yeah, there's gonna be, because like here's one mountain, here's the volcano, but then next to it there's an ice mountain. So in the game we're gonna reveal that it looks like those two side by side once they're restored to their original glory. So yeah, we need to find this ice mountain boulder insertion we've got right here. Okay, and then we're gonna change our spawn point to be back at 113. Okay, cool. So we've got our boulders in place there. So you can push, but like if it's, if the boulder's up on the side of a wall like that, you can't push it through. So that's just a way for us to block the entrance there. And you can push this one, but you're only ever going to really get it stuck here. It's just to be like, it's just a teaser for that biome, for the demo, so that we can kind of show off our snow system. and have another place for people to farm minerals. So I think it's really cool, the addition of the dark forest here, because we get to see some rain. We're going to put some corrupted geckos in the forest here, and then also have a sneak peek to the ice mountain. So I'm excited for that. I don't know if I want the dark forest to be a total of 6 scenes or not. I'm kind of thinking maybe 4, but I'm also kind of wanting to give the players more to explore than just the... I think I counted them, like it was like 30 unique scenes in the demo to explore. That might be 33 now that we added this shortcut. But I guess it's okay. I mean, we have to release the demo, so we can't just keep tacking stuff on. Okay, so we're gonna be developing this 2-scene dungeon here. Now I think I want to move the entrance over here because the idea is there's gonna be some minerals, right? There's gonna be like a group of minerals over here, but there's also gonna be 2 bat holes where bats are spawning, and there's gonna be like basically like a there's going to be like a 1 path right here. So you have to kind of brave the bats on a very dangerous path in order to go over here and get the minerals. It's easy, you know, the bats are easy, so it's not like it's difficult, but that was just kind of my idea for plopping some rubies in there. And you know what? I'm kind of thinking I do want the dark flowers to move. It's just they look so dead. I don't want it to be dead, I just want them to be dark. So I think I will end up doing that as well. Probably not today, but sometime soon. And then what else? Yeah, I guess let's just get to designing the dungeon here. So there's our shortcut. And then like you can start to see how our mini-map is shaping up to be different with our new dark forest in the center there, you know? So it's like instead of like a little square of a dark forest, maybe it's, you know, maybe it extends all the way through here and you can fight your way over if you have enough skill or if you have the proper elements. And then the forest biome boss is going to be down here. And then endgame area, endgame area, endgame area. So the corners are kind of endgame areas. And you kind of just expand your way out and weave in and out through the dungeons and stuff. And then... Okay. Yeah, so let's go to our new dungeon here. And the idea is we want to put rubies, mineral deposits I call them, here. Now in the game, I'm forgetting how, I think we only have mineral deposits as class objects. They're not part of the map. We just have to insert them into the scene in the map declarations. But we do need to put our chasm parts here. So I want to make like a, you know, it's going to be like a pathway like this over to something like this, where the bats are going to fly out of here. They're gonna want to, I'm gonna put the mineral deposits here in these corners. So you have to kind of, you know, they're gonna be, if the bat shoots you and you're here, chances are they're gonna knock you. You know, I guess what we can do is put a bat down here, because we want bats to come at you from the perpendicular sides of this pathway, so that if they hit you, it'll knock you into the pit, so that you have to hurry up and beat them, or chill here, cleanse them, and then make a run for it, and then make a run for it again. So I think I like this. We can try. We can see what this feels like. We just crashed. Are we back up? Okay, so this was not this was not the right chasm. Yeah, we crashed for a second. I don't know what happened. I don't know. We're back up though. Yeah, this is not the chasm we needed, so we need to make sure we get that right. How do you refresh chat? Oh, gotcha. Bro, I think you're the only one in chat. What the heck? Is this not... This isn't the collidable chasm tile? I think we only have edge pieces as chasms. So it might not treat it as such until we add the edge pieces. So I guess we can just do that. Oh, and you know what? What layer do we need it on? Because there's a very specific layer we need to put this on. It is the above ground layer. Yeah, it looks like all the chasms we've got are part of the side chasms, which kind of makes sense, but there we go. Okay. Yeah, maybe Matt Bird is lurking. Okay, not the ground level. So we want to do on the above ground, give us the right pieces. Now we do want to put, oh, you know what? Yeah, because right here, this is this wouldn't pull us in. We can test that. We can test that if this is like a potential safe zone. Well, it really bugs me that when the stream crashes and resets, it resets our freaking ad timer. That really bugs me. Because it'll happen, it'll run 3 minutes of ads, and then if we crash again in 5 minutes, by the time we're up, it runs another 3 minutes of ads. It's just nuts. So technically, these two spots are non-chasm collidables. So I'm wondering if we can trick the game into letting us stand there, because I do think that this should be one of the chasms so that we can fall into a pitch black square. But right now, I don't think we have that ability, so I'll have to test it, and then I think we're going to have to change it. And it's kind of silly, you know, I would like to play test the chasm overlay without having to put every edge piece in place. So that's another point to putting a pure black chasm piece in there so that we can just paint it and then test it like that. So right now we've got them all on the above ground layer, which is good. But then we need ground level will be just this. That's just how we've been doing it, other than those two. Okay, let's try this. Okay. Oh, shit. We need some more health. Bro. Oh. It did look like we fell in there. Because you see it kind of drags us. Yeah, okay. It does fall there. So maybe I just didn't export the right tile sheet. Oh, what it was it was on the ground level, not the above ground level. Chasms have to be in the above ground level. Okay. Let's give us a little more health to start out with here. Okay. And then let's... What, do we add the bats now? We should probably just add the bats now. If we take a look at how we add the bats, we have a top level layer of the shadow that they fly out of. So I'm going to copy this top shadow because we need to place a bat hole up here. So we place the shadow. Then we need to place, there's no above ground tile, but on the ground level we need the windows here. So we take the windows, put it on the ground level. Great, and then we turn on the top level and it's like a little window of black that goes over the bats. And then for the bottom hole, yeah, we need to copy the shadow for the bats. We'll put it right here, right next to the door. And then in the ground level, we also need to copy the ground level window and put it right here. Okay. So that should be... Oh, that is right. It looks wrong. It is right. Okay. Okay. So now that we have the two bat holes, it's a scientific term for them. Let's see if they're there. I mean, we should just see the indent, but we can't see the actual shadow or anything, but we see the holes. So now, cool. Yes, so now we have to get bats in the scene. So how we do that is we have to declare the entities over here. Now, what is the ID of the scene that we're in? It's a 213. So any 213, we need to insert two bat entities. So in our map declarations, we're going to look for our bat. We want a 213. So we give ourselves the entities here. And then we have to give them the state machine. So we're going to do the same kind of thing where we say it's 213. Is that right? 213. And we're putting a bat into 213. We're inserting an entity class. And the animations table is going to get from our entity definitions our bat animations. We're going to spawn on... We want to be on row 1. If this is the top bat, we want row 1 and column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's because the hole is on the 6th tile column. So 1, 6. Dark bat, what? I don't remember that. But yeah, we set the health, the spawn timer. Let's give it 3. It's gonna be corrupted. It's an enemy. It's got a random zigzag amplitude for waggling, and then we need to do this, which is we cycle through our bat. We cycle through our bat entities for our scene map 213. So any 112 needs to be 213. Okay, so we cycle through our 213 entities. What we're going to do is, I still don't know why we have to do this, but if we don't run this create animations method, then we can't switch the animations. So because we're trying to change the animation to the pursue state, which is the bat flapping, the purple bat flapping, and then we give it a state machine. We go into its state machine, we assign all these keys so that we have a walk, an attack, and a flee, and an idle. And then we change our state to a bat spawn, and then we say we flush our hit. This is for resetting it, I guess. I don't know why we have to do this. Entities hit. I'll have to check what we were doing there. But if we did this right on a map 213 at a row 1, column 6, we should have a bat flying down and then tracking us. So let's see. So after 3 seconds, 2, 3, bat. Nice, that was spot on. And he flies in and he starts tracking us. So the idea is he's there, and if he spits at you, he knocks you into the chasm there. So that's why I wanted them kind of perpendicular to the path so that he can shoot like that. So now we need a bat on the bottom. So we're going to insert another bat, and we're just going to put it at same column but row 8. And the way we define the bats is if we have either a spawn row or a spawn column of any given side of our scene, it knows which direction to then float him up in the pursue state or in the spawn state, and then after a certain amount of time in the spawn state, it goes to a pursue state. So we should have a bat fly up from the bottom, which we do. So we've got the 2 bats in now. So now we need to add the minerals over here. Oh gosh. They're not bad. They're not scary, you know. We just need to add 3 minerals over here. So where do we insert rubies? It's a mineral deposit, I think. Map declarations. We just do it here. Map. Okay. So we literally just, it's pretty simple. And I don't know if we want to put these all in the same spot. I don't know how we want to break these up, because our map declarations is 1,300 lines of code, which is a little bit crazy to navigate. So I don't know if we want to split this up. But it's a what, 213? So on 213 we want a mineral deposit, and it's a type ruby, and it's on 2.7, which should be the top right corner. If it's 10 wide, we want it on 2.9. So it should be the very top right corner. The ruby should be there. Let's see. I don't see it. We did 3.13, not 2.13. Okay, we still don't see it. It is 2.13, yeah. Let's try 2-2. Believe it is 213. Yeah, 113 down to 213. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so at 2-2. Now, how do I do this? Do I do it? I normally try to do it. The first parameter is the column, and the second one is the row. So let's see if this is indeed in the third column, which should be blocking our way here. Oh yeah, almost. Okay, so it is. So instead of it being on the 10th scene, let's try putting it on the 8th column here. See if that's right. Okay, so it was 9. Because, yeah, we want it on the very corner. Okay, cool. So, yeah, and then I want one beneath that. So it would be a 9-3. Cool. And then we should have... This dungeon is pretty much done as far as I'm concerned, because we have our enemies and we have our minerals. So if they want to come in here and harvest some minerals, they can, and the bats are kind of coming after them. And you can run by them like you really can for the most part. So they're not too threatening. But if they catch you, like if you're like, oh, I want to get those minerals, and you walk up here and then they start to swarm you, and then they can shoot you pretty easily into the pit. So there's that. Oh, shit. Why does it still think we're dead when we respawn? Okay. We've got this dungeon set. So what do we want in the dungeon room above it? I almost want like a frozen dungeon wall on the right side here. But yeah, I guess it is kind of a cool surprise to come out and it be snowy. So maybe we'll just keep it like that, yeah. Okay, so what do we want here? I want there to be a couple more minerals. We could add a boulder for you to block the bat hole. Or we could put a treasure chest in here, but then we'd have to put something in it. We don't have many things. You know, we have a coin we can put in there. That's kind of lame, though. Ideally, maybe some kind of minerals. Maybe it's just like a... Oh, you know what? This is kind of sneaky, but I do want to show people that this is possible. And a rude-looking room might be the perfect thing to show it off in. And the thing is, if we're on the above ground and we have these pits, you know, there's a way, and the best way to see this is probably here. So right here, you can walk diagonally over this gap and still live. Like, you just have to space it so that your feet are on the ground here. Because if your feet are too low, you'll get dragged into here, and if they're too high, you'll get dragged into here. But you can walk a corner like this. So I'm thinking maybe we can do like a diagonal room that you kind of have to like shimmy across, because like it'll look impossible unless you realize, like, I want to show the player like, hey, you can actually make this, you know, you can make this. So the idea is I guess we can start to theorize how this... Because look, like if we do this, right, you can actually walk diagonally through this. So if there's holes everywhere but, it looks like a death trap, but there's only one way the player looks to be able to make it across, right? So it's pretty apparent that that's the path. It just looks really dangerous because if you do it wrong, you fall straight up. But I think it'd be cool to kind of tease to the player that you can walk diagonally like that. So, oh my god. If I can even do it, man. Shit, man. Yo, that's it. So if you get set with your feet like right here, and then there's a sweet spot. You have to get, let's see. I want to spawn down at the hole, so let's just spawn us. Let's spawn us over. Okay, so we come in this way. We see that it is very dangerous. Yeah. And you can walk right across it. It's not, I mean, you saw me mess it up like 12 times, so it's not very easy, but it can be done. Fuck. Man, why? I feel like going down is harder. Fuck, man. Well, and the thing is, there's nothing over here. Maybe we can put a treasure chest in the ice room to give the player something for making it over there. Because if we have a room like this, we should give the player something for getting through it. Yeah, so you can... Oh my god. You know, it's supposed to be a little dangerous. I've got to get good at eyeballing it, you know? Wonder if you could just inch your way. Yeah, you could totally inch your way. Shit! It's called precision platforming. And it's totally possible. Shit! I think it's fun. I think it's fun. I mean, it's like... I don't know if I want to do this to people, but also this is an optional part of the demo, and this probably won't be in the full game. But it's also like a nice like challenge, right? Because it's like, if you made it this far, you're in the you know, you made it past the dark forest, you made it into the bottom dungeon. You really only have to fight like a couple of geckos and 2 bats, and you can run by most of those. So all things considered, it's not like super tough. And you can inch it too. Fuck. I don't know. It's kind of silly. It's like if you get it, you know, we could shrink the... Oh man, I thought that was it. Yeah, I don't know. Even though this is like an optional part of the game, the fact that I can't consistently do it... I don't know. It's too ghetto. If I could consistently do it, but there's like literally 1 pixel of leeway. So if you're not on that 1 pixel of forgiveness, you get stuck. Fuck. Okay, I found the secret to it. I found the secret to it. Yeah. Okay, maybe not. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. I think I could do it reliably. Oh, shit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this idea might be okay, but maybe not a string of 3 of them. But I guess, you know, if you get one, you're gonna get them all if you keep holding diagonal. Yeah. It's too much. I like the idea. It's just not... I mean, we could shrink the side pull-ins. See, I don't really want to shrink the side pull-ins any, because I think they're pretty good where they are. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think... Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can get it working, but it's really, you have to be pixel perfect. So like what I've noticed is if you go like, if you align yourself right here, right there, and then go 4 pixels up, then if you hold diagonal, son of a... But it's like, you know, this isn't fun to people to try to do this. I'm just having fun with this. Son of a bitch, dude. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, it's like maybe we do a room like this, but it's to a totally optional heart container or something, like, or maybe you get like a cosmetic item or something, because it's like I don't think I want to hide the ice biome behind something like this, because it's just too tough. Yeah. But like I'm curious to see, because if someone wants to try to do it, they walk in and they're like, oh my gosh, and then they try to like inch in, right? They try to like inch in so they don't fall. And if they inch like that, you can legit do it. So like if you don't, you know, if you just are really careful, you totally can do it. So I don't know if that would be people's approach though. I mean, like I don't know how people would approach it. Can I even? Oh, look at this, dude. You can even do this. You can literally... So yeah, you know what? I'm kind of liking this idea of having a room like this where you're kind of forced to walk. You know, it seems like an impossible path unless you walk the plank like this. Shit, you gotta be... It's really pixel perfect on the top here. But it's nice because the pixel perfectness is where the black touches the black. So like if there's 1 pixel of brown beneath your feet there, then you're safe to walk there. And it's not very apparent that you can do something like that in this game. So it is kind of an invitation for you to figure out how that would be possible to walk across. Yeah. Well, and I'm trying to think of it this because it's like, I do think, you know, if you walk really slow, it's a lot easier if you try to inch it than if you try to just like beeline it. Because if you walk slow, you can totally do it. Oh my god, as I die. So, I don't know. Because I'm kind of thinking... Because this part in the demo isn't necessary, right? This is just kind of like a bonus kind of teaser. I don't know if I want to make it that hard though. But at the end of the day, there's nothing here. Which I guess is worse if you make it a challenge to get there. It's a cool like secret to find though. Maybe, okay, here's an idea. Maybe we put a treasure chest where this bottom boulder is, and in the treasure chest, we give them 5 sapphire. Because sapphire is what you need to upgrade your spellcast element for the Aquis for your water spell. So, in the maybe or I'm trying to think because there's a whole like rock paper scissors to the biome and the elements and stuff. So since because the idea is the first biome that you go to fight is the forest, and there's boars in the forest and they're weak to water. So we need to start giving the player sapphire in order to craft a Aquis element. So it could be the first start. I mean, I'm a little tempted to not do it because I don't want people thinking in the demo that, hey, if I get enough sapphire, I can craft the Aquis element right now, because that isn't possible. I mean, if you had enough sapphire, you could technically buy it from the refinery, but it isn't in the game just yet. So maybe I don't put the sapphire here. Yeah, I mean, what if I put a cosmetic? It'd have to be equipable either through the key item or through some other, I don't know. Because all the other tunics do something specific. You know, I can't put a tunic in there because we don't have it programmed. We can't put yeah, I'm just thinking, Kavictus, if we put a hat in there, I don't know how to equip it. Like I would want them to unequip it if they don't like it. Yeah, I don't think I like that idea though. I don't think I like Tashio's sprite as is, but it would be nice if they can toggle it. We just don't have a way to toggle extras like that. I mean, we could add a little button, like, well, shit, I don't know. Because like it has to work with the inventory system, and anything we add will just kind of make that muddier. But we could have like a hidden button. You know, like there's no UI element to show you that you have a hidden equipable. But maybe if you hit... I'm trying to think of how it would work on... Because start switches inventory. Oh, come on, dude. Start switches inventory. Select gets back to the start screen. Or back to the play screen. So we can't have it start or select. And the A button equips things. So the only button that could trigger a cosmetic like this would be like the B button. So maybe we can have I don't, this is too much, right? Like, I mean, I like the idea that you can find hidden cosmetic stuff that are kind of like optional. Button combo's too complicated. It's too complicated for me because the idea, like, I mean, I guess we could say if both A and B are down, then go ahead and cycle the cosmetic. But it's like, yeah, that's the thing that it gets hard, because it's like it runs at 60 FPS. So if the A and B button are both down, then every frame they're down, it's just gonna cycle it on and off and on and off and on and off. So we'd have to have a thing like we'd have to basically like listen for a A and B button release once both of them are down in order to kind of flush a thing. I don't want it to be like that. I'm kind of thinking that if you hit, since B button does nothing in the inventory, maybe if you're on the key item selection and then you hit the B button, it'll cycle through all of your optional cosmetic items that you've found. So you can only wear one, like maybe you get the hat, or maybe you get the scarf, or maybe you get the Crocs or something. And you can put, if you hit the B button, you can cycle through whichever ones you've unlocked. And then it's a way that you can still equip things, but it's also like an Easter eggy kind of, not in your face. There's no menu for you to pull out the sunglasses, but there's sunglasses. And that sounds possible and not so hard. Although it's definitely not demo essential, but part of me wants to just freaking add it. You know, if we can do, what would a good hat look like? Because the crappy thing is, the really crappy thing is, we'd have to animate every frame for every direction in every state. So if you put on a hat, if you're facing down or up or left or right, we need the hat, we need the crown for that. If you're walking, it needs to animate and stick to your head. But then if you get shot and you die, it needs to stick to your head in a death animation. So like there's so much junk that it affects. Yeah. It's too much. It's too much. I mean, I like the idea. Maybe we do it eventually, but in the crack of the trying to finish the demo, this is not something we need to worry about right now. But what do we, you know, I like this idea of having a challenging room to get through here, where people have to kind of like, you know, you have to line yourself up so that you can walk right alongside there. But you totally can. Shit. Fuck. Okay. What can we reward the player with through this hell hole? Through this hell. I don't know if I still don't know if I like this idea. I think it's fun, and I think the speedrunners will think it's fun. It's just that this leads nowhere anyway. So if we can give the player something fun for making it here, because not every player will make it here, it'd be kind of cool to give them a little something. Yeah, I don't want to put Sapphire because that might imply that you can get the second element in the demo, which you cannot. We're not going to put another sheet music in just yet. Berries don't do anything in the game right now. So, like, what else can we put? We can put a heart. We can put... Yo. Rough Cookie, what's up, dude? How's it going? How was Split Fiction treating ya? Maybe Rough Cookie has an idea of something we can put in a treasure chest for here. We're trying to reward the player for going through an optional hellish dungeon, which is like you have to walk alongside the pits here so you don't fall in. So we're trying to think of... Yo, Soup! Thank you for the 15. That's nuts that it's been 15 months, man. That's nuts. Thank you, dude. Legend. Yo, 6 months in advance? Oh, is that why... Wait, is that why it says 15 months? Or does it say... How long have I even been streaming? I think I started in February of last year. Yo. Wow, 15 months is nuts. Yeah, I think I started in February. So, we're working on this. There's this optional dungeon down here, and this is like a shortcut to the Ice Mountain. So, here's we added this dark forest. Yo, thank you, Rough Cookie. I appreciate that, homie. That's awesome. So we have this this dark forest now. So like here's the main dungeon to get to the sand biome on the other side. Gets you the first tome. And then there's the dark forest over here, which there's going to be a boulder on top of this stairway, and you're going to push it, and then you get like this secret kind of dungeon over here. Yo, Kavictus, thank you, dude. Thank you so much, man. Turd Burglar deserves it. Yo, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm kind of torn on like, cause like this. Yo, thank you, Soup. Thank you, Soup. Hitting that choo-choo up. Thanks, man. Here, we gotta do some... What's the, we need a... Yeah, Jimmy Chomp up in there. We need to get, Thank you, Soup. Yo, Leaf, what's up? Yeah, rough. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's, you know, like when someone walks into a room that looks like this, it's kind of jacked up, right? Like it's like, dude, there's freaking holes. There's holes everywhere. But you can walk through it if you're good. So, but it's not as easy as it looks. I fully expected I would die trying to show it to you, but I happened to do it. So like I'm torn. I don't think this will be in the game, but in the demo, I'm kind of thinking that I wanted to just maybe show off a weird room like this, to be like, what the heck? And then for people to think it's impossible, but then to realize like, oh, I can even just walk right across if I line myself up, you know? So like, it's just like an invitation to kind of play around with your assumptions, right? So I like it for that sense. I think I want to add more holes so that, because you can't pull this off vertically. You can't actually. Oh my god, you can. I'm learning stuff. You totally can pull this off vertically if you're lined up. So you can walk on these. So maybe... yeah, maybe we do just... I mean, that's kind of a big deal, right? Yeah, part of me is thinking, yeah, we just put holes everywhere except for the first spot, and we just let the player figure out that if you line yourself up, you can live. Let's see what the full-on hole room is. And then we'll see about adding bats. Let's try it. Why not? Our game. We make the rules. Yeah, we might need to leave one over there. Oh my god, because yeah, like when you walk in there, you're like, this is freaking impossible, but it's not impossible. I don't know if I should be teaching the players this though. Yo, that's cool, that's cool. Yo, thanks for the sub, Rough Cookie. I appreciate the raid, I appreciate the sub. Thanks for hanging, homie. Have a good night. Yeah, I'm thinking we have a whole room. Cause look, if you line up, oh god. It's not a gimme, but you can totally do it. You know, it's not that hard. I just did it, I died once. And it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, it definitely isn't a gimme. But it's not hard. I don't know. I mean, Soup, what do you think about this? Like, is this okay to put in a game? I mean, I like that it kind of like lets the player test their assumptions. They'd be like, no, it's impossible. You can't just walk over it. You get pulled in. No matter what I do, I can't walk over it. And they're like, oh my god, wait. Oh my god. You know? But it's weird, you know? I don't... It is kind of weird. Is that okay? Like, what... From a... Yeah, I guess it demonstrates that, like, there's not a clear overlap. Like, there is some leeway. Your feet can go on either side of the pit, because at the end of the day, we do lock our X and Y position to integers. Like we truncate. What's the word? Yeah, we truncate the float there. So like we do like lock us in on a pixel level, but there is some leeway to the collision detection of the pits. So I'm tempted to leaving this. Yeah, I'm tempted to leave the whole room, honestly. I'm tempted to leave it. At least for that. I think it's easier than the diagonal one. And it gets the point across more that, like, hey, this isn't impossible. Like, you just have to have confidence. Yeah, I'll sleep on it. I think that's okay. But I do still want to put a reward in this room, because this is just a teaser to the next ice biome, right? So I want to be able to put something in here for getting over here. What the hell, Cavictus? You got nothing? Maybe Preparation H, Rough Cookie? That's good on the whole. Dude, that's a tragedy, Cavictus. I wish I could help you out there. That's a bum. Oh, maybe. Yo, Wabajank. I will show you. Let's load the game so I can show Wabajank some more of the game. So it's a top-down action-adventure game filled with magic and music. So It's based or inspired by Link's Awakening, which is one of my favorite games of all time. And the idea is, in Link's Awakening, you get to the dungeons and you get all the little instruments, and then you get to awake the windfish. You don't ever get to play the instruments. So I wanted to make a game where you can play the instruments. So we only have one instrument in the game officially, but the idea is you have to go get the sheet music for the game. So you can have your spellcast elements equipped. You can have your tunic equipped, so you can spellcast like this, which if I go into the dungeon, I can show you the bats that you kind of have to fight. So like when the green tunic equipped, you can push boulders. With your spellcast element, you can cleanse different enemies of their corruption. Every purple enemy is corrupted because of the purple corruption that's running through the land over here. And then the idea is you get, for the demo, you're supposed to get the first sheet music basically. And once you equip it, if you put on your lute, you can play a little song. Like, oh shoot, I did not mean to do that. So I made like a Guitar Hero like mini game. This is bad. This is bad. This is very bad. I need to put us at a better spawn zone. Okay. So if you just equip the lute and I have the tome equipped because I just have that for right now, but I can play the song for you and you can see what happens. And this is the end of the demo. So you got your lute equipped and you're going to play the song. Oh my god. But I screwed up the ending, but you get 5 missed notes and you cleanse the water, and then that's the end of the demo when you beat the song like that. And then and Convictus, I don't know, are you in the credits yet? Cuz anyone who subs or gifts a sub gets a spot in the special thanks. I don't know if you're in here, man. I gotta put you in. So we'll add... I'm gonna get the spelling right. Convictus. There we go. Yeah, man. So yeah, you're in the credits. So we've got you in the supporters now. We do have to put... we have to... Gosh, what do we do? I still want to put something in the ice mountain. So, you're welcome, Convictus. Yo, thank you for the sub, man. There's, the dungeon with the treasure chest. How do we get there? So the dungeon... No, we've got... So there's 2 dungeons right now. One is to get over to the sand biome, and you get the first sheet music from there. But the one we were just working at was... If we go here... We want to spawn back at 9-3, was it? That's from the Dark Forest. So... Oh gosh. Okay, so there's the fisherman's hut. Here's the shortcut to avoid Gecko Road. And then up here is the Dark Forest. And this is like, it's only 4 screens right now, so it's like we don't have any enemies in here just yet, but it'll be easy to plop some geckos in here. This is right next to the refinery, so Ren's refinery is over here, and the idea is the main dungeon that you're trying to harvest minerals from is down here, right in that hole right there, in that doorway. There's some rubies to harvest to upgrade your spellcast element, and the room right here is where you can harvest some other rubies, and it's like a mini dungeon. It's like a 2-screen mini dungeon. So if you god damn it, dude. If you line up just right, you can walk in the whole room. Fuck. So the idea is I want to put this is the only screen. This is the only screen that we show off the snow and the ice, because we haven't made this biome yet, and the demo, I just want to show in the demo that there's other regions. So that my idea was that we block you in here, but I don't want you to have to walk through the whole room and then come out and there's nothing to do here. There aren't any enchantments. There's just the spellcast elements we have, and right now we only have the one. We have the fire, but you can upgrade it up to 3 fires around you. So the closest thing we have to enchantments is a spellcast refinement that you use the minerals for, and you take it to the refinery. So if you're to come down here, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch, dude. It's gonna say game over. There's minerals over here. Yeah. So you can harvest these minerals. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. And then take those to the refinery, and then she can upgrade your spellcast elements, which it doesn't do any more damage right now. All it does is give you more spellcast entities around you. It makes it easier for you to defend yourself. But the other elements aren't just a thing that circles around you, so those upgrades might be either more powerful or more range or some other kind of upgrade. And fairies, fairies is a good idea. I've been wanting to do something, like I thought of doing like some butterflies, just as a pretty thing to add to the flower fields and stuff. But I don't know. So I'm still, I don't know what I can put in that treasure chest. So maybe we'll sleep on it. The layout for the demo is getting closer to what I'm happy with. I mean, it's still placeholder stuff, but it's kind of like trying to get the layout feeling right, and then we'll finalize which pixel art exactly goes where. And then here's the shortcut that gets opened up when you get the tome. So you have to go through the dungeon to get to that side. But yeah, there's also the fisherman right here. We have to design a different sort of cabin for the fisherman, or just do like I'm halfway thinking we just have the fisherman be a boat over here. Yo, a health potion's a good idea, Waba. You heal by going to the inn. So you go in here and you can buy a bed for 5 coins, and that's how you heal. So we just healed the full health. Right now, that's the only way to heal in the game, because I wanted something to do with coins, right? Because we have coins, but we had nothing to spend them on. So I figure we can add a bed and add the purchasable bed. Yo, what up, Salto? It is. There's so few pixels to work with that. I mean, I'm with you. I like the idea. I like where your head's at. But yeah, the fairy. Yeah, it's just. There's so little pixels. So little pixels. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'll just have to think about what I want to do for it. Yeah, we were talking earlier about like hidden cosmetics. We decided ultimately against it because we need every animation for the cosmetic if we want to give them like a little hat or something. Health potion or teleport potion. You know, I do kind of want to do, there are little, yo, thanks Kavictus, yo, take care, dude. Thanks for hanging, thanks for the sub. Yo, I kind of like this, yeah, because like these, would it be reusable though, Wabajank? Because like there is, we'll add a soup bowl, we'll add a soup bowl. Yeah, we'll add the Super Bowl. Because the there is like in Pokemon there's the escape rope, but it's a consumable item, and you would just use it and then kind of escape. But if it's consumable, you know, we need it to be able to appear in the inventory with X amount of consumption. But then there's, I don't know, it's just like we're trying to finish the demo, so I'd like it to be like a simple thing we can add, but the only thing we really have is like a coin. That doesn't feel good though, to just give him a coin. Yeah. We'll do it, Soup. I'll do it. We can do it in Main Street over here because there's a couple houses you can walk into. We don't have the warp zone set up for it just yet, but on Main Street here, there's a couple villagers' houses that you can walk into. So we can have a little thing there where we can have a bowl of soup. Oh my God, Puny! If I were that skilled to make a secret Easter egg bowling minigame. If I spent that much time on a bowling game, I'd have to make it part of the story, you know? Yeah, I do. It's just like, I do want to think about something that makes sense, but also, like, this wasn't on the to-do list for getting the demo done. And if I keep adding stuff, the demo will never get done. So I'm like hoping something I can add is just like a one-off easy thing. But coin doesn't feel right, just to get some coin in there. I mean, maybe we put like 40, 50 coin in there. Yeah, and the way Link's Awakening does portals is like they're portals you walk to. And then there's like, you know, a very specific portal from one scene to another scene. We technically have that ability right now with the warp zone, but oh, you know what? Yeah, and I don't know if I want, because we could have like a Doctor Strange circle portal, and you walk through it, and it teleports you to the inn so that you can rest and heal up, like an escape rope. I like this Wabajank. Yeah, I like the health potion. Yeah, Puny. Yeah, it's honestly, we're gonna get to the end of the game and it's gonna be like, this game's like great and all, but it could use some more bowling. Yo, Soup, thank you, homie. That is very nice of you. Is what an Everest reference, Puny? Man, I don't know. I am thinking, because the other thing is, you know, we have these berries and baggies. These don't do anything in the game right now. The berries are supposed to be, once the biome's cleansed, then you can feed the crows that are in the ice mountain. You're supposed to be able to feed them berries, and then it'll kind of like pacify them. But we don't have that. So maybe we can give us, I mean, fuck, dude. If we keep adding stuff, though, we're never going to get done. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is cool. That is totally true. That's true, Puny. I didn't think of that. But yeah, it would, like, because when I'm thinking about adding features to the game, the portal wouldn't be that tough. Because we have a particle system that does the radial acceleration. So we could pretty easily spawn a little portal, and we have the warp zone technology because that's all that this is. We walk in here and it just warps us to another totally different map. So we have warp technology. So adding like an escape portal technically isn't that tough to add. I mean, we have to keep track of which dungeon we're in and what the warp zone that we need to come to would be from the portal. But also, would the, you know, if we do a portal, is that a key item or a normal item? Does it fit? Does it fit in the yo, thanks for the follow, Wabajank. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards because you know, I'm thinking we don't add any more key items because there's no room for them. But as far as equipable items go that you can use with pressing B, there's only one thing right now, and it's the loot. Because we don't have the berries, we don't have the baggie of magic dust, we don't have that. And actually, maybe magic dust could be the escape portal. But then, you know, if you use magic dust in the overworld, would it take you to the inn? And if you use it in the dungeon, it would take you to the entrance of the dungeon. Are all 5 of those the same item? They're you can basically, I just have them as all 9 just for no reason, or 20 just because I wanted to make sure that I can change them to be unique numbers. But there's no way to kind of like do anything with the berries or the baggies right now. So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that berries could be like a... Yeah, it was more so to just like prove that, hey, we can put other items in here and we can select them and equip them. It was more so that than actually having these things to use. You know, maybe I don't really want to put... Because berries have a very specific function in the later game. I don't want to put berries here and change what they do just for the demo. Because we could have berries and you can eat them for half a heart and you can just eat some berries and heal up. But in the full game, the berries are supposed to be fed to the animals. So I don't want you to be eating them, and then it would just be confusing mechanically if we teach you to eat berries for health and then you need to use berries on the animals. I might have to sleep on this. What's Hunter? Yeah, I don't know. I already feel like I'm wasting too much time on thinking about what goes there. We can just put like 10 coin in there and call it a day. Oh my god. Dude, the freaking whole room. The freaking whole room. Okay. You know what? I'll sleep on that. Let's think about what else we can do, and then I'll sleep on what we can put as a yeah. My only hesitation with that, Wabajink, is that the health potion would be, well, you know what? Yeah. I like that idea. Maybe we do a little health potion, and we can give them 5 health potions, and they're just, once you use them, because see how we got the 9 down there, but pressing it doesn't use it. Oh god, pressing it doesn't use it, but almost nothing is a normal item other than the loot. So all we have to do is say, if the item that equipped is of type health potion, then deduct the the count of the health potion down to 0. Yes. No, I'm with you, Wabajank. I think we do that. Let's try to do that. Let's add that. Because I mean, we need more items, right? So we need more items. So like maybe we can have a vibrancy potion too that restores the element's vibrancy at some point too. Because when I think about the item slots in the game, we don't have that many item ideas, right? So we have berries for geckos, we have seeds for birds, we have apples for boars, and we have something for the cobras. I was gonna do, I don't know if I wanted to do like a little flute mini game or something for the cobras. I'm kind of torn between either cobras or scorpions for the desert. I kind of like the scorpions, or I initially thought of scorpions, but I saw the David Blaine special where he's like kissing spitting cobras, and I was like, oh, a spitting cobra would be really crazy. So I'm kind of thinking doing spitting cobras. But so there's, yeah, berries, seeds, apples. Let's say there's a flute. Let's say there's the loot. And then we still have 7 spots. So we can do health potion, vibrancy potion. And then what else? We still have 5 spots to come up with something. So yeah, I say we do the health potion. So at least there's an option to get another item other than the loot as a normal item. So let's see what the resolution of our current berries and stuff are, and we'll try to match it. So berry, and then there's what, loot, and there's baggie. What do I call the baggie? A berry with just bag. Okay. So it looks like it's a 12 by 12. So let's try to do a little health a health vial, or a what'd you call it? Waba health potion? Yeah. I don't know what the satchel's gonna do. In Link's Awakening, there's a little satchel of magic dust that you like sprinkle on certain magic enemies, and it makes them normal. So I think I just had the baggie in there because it just reminded me of Link's Awakening. So let's do a new 12 by 12, and we'll try to add the Wabajank potion. You know, we can add what is it, the Erlenmeyer flask? What's it called? Oh god. Dude. Dude, pixel art is one of those surprisingly difficult things. You know, something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. We can make more of it, or we can always change it after the fact. But if it's readable, that's typically good enough for me. Dude, what the fuck? Okay, let's try to do this. So this is health potion. So we will save this as a PNG. Here in our graphics. And it's just right there. So we'll just call it health potion. Okay, so we have let's see where we input the bag. It's like the inventory system. Oh, it's an item. So we have this as an item, and so we have a bag or berry, right? So we have a bag or berry over here. So we need to import our health potion. We'll call it health potion, and we'll import it from the graphics folder. And it's the PNG called health potion PNG. So now we have a global drawable that's a health potion. Now, if the option right here, we can say else if option is berry, then we want the berry photo. Else if the option is health potion, then we want the image to be the global drawable that we just imported there. So where do we pass in this bag option? It's the first option of our item class. So if we go to our item instantiation, we could see that we're inserting only bags here. Well, so where do we put the berry? Oh, we do it all ghetto. We oh god, we do it all ghetto. So basically, instead of the berry, what the heck is going on here, dude? We have a grid IK. It's a 2D array. It's probably the rows and columns of the grid of our inventory. And we have a column amount and row amount, which is 4 rows and 3 columns of a grid. Okay? And then we're cycling through for every amount of row, we give grid at the first index in empty table, Then we go for every row, we give a column amount of things, and we also initialize an empty table in there so that we can insert a class object inside the table at that 2D array. So if we look at, what the hell are we doing here, dude? Table.remove. Okay, so basically I basically said every row and every column gets a freaking bag. And then I said, okay, well, some of them, I'm just going to take out some of the bags so that not every space is filled. And then I'm going to say the grid at 1 is actually a berry, and it's got 20. The grid at this one is a loot. That's how we just decided that that was there. So let's pretend that there's a grid at 1, 2 is now a health potion, just to see how this works. And then we'll have to do this according to the actual inventory, not just randomly giving us 20 berries and whatever. So I want to say that the grid at 1, 2 is actually a health potion, and let's just say we are given 10 health potions for finding the treasure chest in the ice mountain. So we have 10. So the question is, does it just render a health potion of item 10 at this point, because we manually overwrote our grid 1, 2 with an image of a health potion? Inventory 40. We didn't like this. Okay, it doesn't like us doing this. But we do it for... Oh, what the... Yeah, not image, not image. We want quantity. Okay, quantity is 10. Dude. Image is health potion. You don't have this? Do we import it again as a drawable? No, we don't. So what? Did we not save the dependencies? We might have imported the wrong image. I've been accidentally saving it to the wrong directory. Let's see if our health potion's in here. I don't see it. Son of a... Oh, yeah, it is in here. Health potion. Okay. So why is it not spawning? 40 is a nil value, so this grid is a nil value apparently. So let's just say that this, if 1, 1 is now a berry instead of a bag, let's say 1, 2 is now, yeah, a health potion. I don't get why that's controversial. Let's try to put a berry in there, see if it's mad at a berry. Yeah, it is. What the heck is going on? If we're able to put a freaking berry in there... So grid 1, 1, 1 is a berry. Yeah, it doesn't mind us doing that. But the second we try to do a health potion in there... Okay, no, we are able to do it. So why... One, two. We have to make sure we don't remove the grid. We just want to overwrite the item that we did insert with the health potion at this point. Okay, there we go. So now we've got a health potion that is equipable, and you can carry it over to here. We probably want, you know, since the inventory color is white on the white potion, we should change it to be a black outline of a potion. Okay. So we still don't have the ability to use it. Oh, we just got stuck in the water there. Okay, I kind of want... It's only going to have 10 instead of 20. And I think I want like a white top on here, or some different color top. I don't know, the lid here is missing something to me. Maybe that. Nope. Cork top. I like cork top. Yeah. Let's try that. Let's see. I can cork top. I think the cork top is just the wrong color. I think I like it though. Yeah, I think I like it. I think it's just the wrong color. I think it should be the color, the light color of the loot instead of the dark color of the loot. So let's try to do that. I like the cork. I think it's funny. I mean, no, the cork makes sense, man. Cause like you wouldn't not have a lid on it. You're not gonna spill that shit in your purse, you know? Yeah. I think we do. I think we just need to make the color of that probably the same color as either our hearts or Flamma, because we've got like 3 different reds going on. So I think I just want some consistency there. It's literally just red. The hex code is FF. It's literally just red. That's a good red. Okay. Okay, so now we need to do this thing where when we go to the loot state, You know, we look if action B is pressed. Action B is our B button. So look, if action B is pressed and it's not nil, if it's a loot, let's do the loot stuff. But we want to see if it's type, if the item slot's type is equal to a health potion, which we aren't assigning the type just yet. We kind of assign the type as a baggie. So let's do this where we say this is the health potion. And very simply, we're just going to say in our inventory, where's our inventory? Yeah, see how we're saying the item is a type bag. So in the item, we get the type is the third. It's option, quantity, and type from the item. Option, quantity, and type. So we aren't initializing the type, except for right here, we're manually saying it's a loot here. So if we were to say that the 1, 2, which is the second column on the first row, if that type is health potion, and this is what we'll have to assign when we actually open the treasure chest to actually get the health potion, is assign it to a specific slot and then populate it in the inventory so that we can see it and equip it, because it doesn't, we need to add it as we open the treasure chest. So we'll say, okay, there is a health potion. It's of type health potion. So let's just say if the B button is pressed and we had an item slot equipped and the item slot that was equipped has a .type of health potion, then we want to take that health potion, which we're kind of copying over the item. That's how we have the type field. We're copying over the item into this global inventory system. So our inventory system at slot 1 is the very item that we're swapping when we are in our inventory system and equipping different things. So we should say quantity, because quantity was a type on the item. Is that right? If we go to find our item, we have a .quantity that defaults to 20, and we're just going to say quantity is going to get, because we're going to use the health potion. You know, we could check if we're full health, we can't use it, so we don't waste it. I don't think I want to get that far, but I want to say, you know, we hit the B button, we had a health potion equipped. Therefore, at the very least, we should just decrement the quantity of health potions we have because we used one. So we're going to say the quantity gets inventory. Okay, and it's going to get a quantity -1, but we don't want to get negative items. So we want to say we're going to limit this to the bigger of two values, one being 0, one being the decremented value. So now when we equip the health potion, we should be able to decrement its quantity just by hitting the B button. So I quit the game. Okay, we're going to equip a health potion. We're going to hit the B button, and it doesn't look like it's working. Son of a bitch. Okay. So what? You don't like this? The .type is health potion. We can say, yeah, I mean, we can say, oh, and you know what? How do we render, when we go to render the item inventory, where are we rendering? Because it might be decrementing properly, it's just not rendering the decremented value. So when we go to render our HUD and we go to do our item slot and index 1, we're just rendering whatever it is, and whatever it is an actual item class. And the item itself, yeah, this should work. Yeah, because if we look at what an item is, an item is this stuff where it has a default quantity of 20 or whatever quantity you give it when you initialize it as the second argument to the item. So maybe we, what is the option? Option needs to be health potion. Quantity needs to be quantity. Okay, so in our inventory, let's see, we're doing it. See, we're kind of doing this wrong because what we need in here, we need to override it with an item with a option of health potion so that we assign the type like automatically. Because like instead of just populating everything with a freaking bag here, you know, we do need these we need these empty grids, right? So what I'll do is take this stuff out. We'll manually assign a health potion. We'll have to do this different. But if we just have a 2D grid right there in our item inventory, not our key item inventory. And then for right now, let's just try to put only a loot at the very specific 3-2 inventory. Let's just see if we only get a 2. We don't. It's trying to index a nil value, which tells me that there is no object in the 1th place of that 2D array. So we'd have to assign a table into the first spot there too, so that we actually have something to insert into that table. So I want to do this, and we want to say let's insert a table into, let's say, at 1-1, and we want to give it a loot, and it goes item, let's see, item option, quantity, and type. Now the type right now, we're not doing anything with this type. We should assign that's just to say like, oh, it's a dot type of loot or type of health potion. So it's just taking the parameter and assigning it to the dot type. So we don't have to assign it here. We just initialize it with a type. So it goes, I already forgot. Option, quantity, type. So I'm going to just copy this prototype just so we can like see what it is. Option, quantity, type. So we're going to say 1-1 has a loot. It's going to have a nil quantity. It doesn't render a quantity. Yeah, and then a type of loot. And then we should be assigning the image based off the type. Now, does the option and the type equal itself? Does the option berry, health potion? Yeah, so what we can do is we can simplify this and say, well, our type is just going to be whatever option we give it, and we don't even need a type. So we just have an option and a quantity. So we're going to say we want a loot, and we want none of the nil of the loot. There's no quantity of it. It's just there. So let's see if we can insert just the loot there. Doesn't like inventory 50. What the heck? What are you mad at, man? Where did that end even come from? Do we need to close this? Yeah. Okay, well maybe we needed that end. Okay. Shit. Bad argument 1 to draw. Drawable expected got nil. So how are we assigning the drawable from our item? We should have a dot image assignable by the type on the item class. We have an image decided by the option. So if it's a bag or berry, oh, we don't have a loot. Yeah, if it's option loot, we need to give the loot option. Okay. There we go. 20 loot. Great. Exactly what I didn't want. We do say if there's no quantity, it gets 20. Why 20 though? I mean, I gave it... Oh, I gave it nil. So let's just say... Shit. What happens if we don't give it the 20 by default? Okay. So we can equip the loot. We can still turn it on. Oh my god. Okay. That's good. So now we want... another thing. So instead of a loot, we want on 1-2, we want to try to do this health potion. And we want to say there's a health potion. It's going to have a quantity of 10 and it should render with the right image and in the right spot because we insert it just like that. So let's see. Okay, we got a health potion. We can equip it. And now, see, it's like... Dude. It still says we have 10. So we're not able to take this item's quantity down. Is it because we might be reinitializing it? No. I don't know what's happening to it. We have a health potion and we have a dot quantity of the health potion. Now we have a spot where we're saying in the play state we're saying, let's just say that if the item slot's type is health potion, do we have the type? Yeah, it's pulled from our option that we type in as a health potion. Then let's just say love.graphics print, and we're just gonna say potion. We'll put it at the top of the screen here. Oh my goodness, dude. Okay. So we're just gonna love.graphics print up potion and see if potion shows up when we hit the bar. Whether or not we're decrementing the inventory is one thing, but we're not even detecting that we're hitting the potion. So we're going to say, we do this. If there is an item in the slot and... Oh, I see the issue. We don't want it here, we want it here. The else if needs to catch the, if it's not a type loot, well, is it a type health potion? If so, let's render that potion and see. There we go. Okay, we have a decrementing health potion now. And it doesn't go to negative, even though we got sticky keys. So now all we have to do to use this is say, okay, well, we also want to go to our player and just set our player's health to be equal to full health, which is what, 8? No, it's a 14 hearts, which is 7 whole hearts. We're just going to overwrite to have 14 hearts. So let's see if the health potion works. We're going to equip it, and we just healed up. So let's try walking through the holy room and using our health potion now that we've got it. I would like for you to be able to like craft potions too. Holy room is up here, my bad. And yes, Wabajank, the berry would be this exact same procedure. I just took it out because there was too much. I just did some janky stuff to get berries and baggies on screen that I didn't want to do more of. So here's the holy room. We fall in there. We die. We make it through, and then I'm going to use a health potion. We have 9. We're down to 8, and we just healed up. Now I don't want to decrement it if we already have full health. So let's just say, what just happened, man, dude? My freaking sticky keys put my freaking caps lock on. Oh my god. Bro. What the f... No. Don't use sticky keys. Oh no. Okay. Oh my god, dude, my freaking... How do I get caps lock off? I never read the sticky keys thing. I don't even know what the hell that's for. Press shift 5 times. You know. Oh shit, did I just turn it on? Oh my god, dude. I hate sticky keys. All the homies hate sticky keys. Turn fucking sticky keys off like I already did. Okay, my caps lock is just fucking busted, man. Bro. I think I'm in hell. I hate this. I hate this. Oh my god. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, dude. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Dude. For real. This is the stupidest thing I've been stuck on maybe ever. Dude. Okay, finally. Yo, thanks, Waba. I think I just got it. It's like, because I remapped caps lock to be escape for Vim mode, but then sticky keys fucked me. Okay, I want to turn off sticky keys now. Dude, what are you... Why can I not find... Okay, yeah, turn you off. Oh my gosh, dude, literally check marking us an option on Windows took like 3.5 seconds to update. Okay. We're almost there. I just want to say that when we do our health potion, we don't want to use it. We don't want to waste a health potion if they already have full health. So we're only going to do this if our... Dude. Really, dude? This isn't working now. Okay. Yeah, we only want to do this if health potion is equipped and the player's health is less than full 14. Okay, so we can't use the potion if we're already at full health, just to prevent people accidentally wasting their potion. So we used it, and I'm pressing it more, and we can't use it until we're dead. Then we can use another one to heal up. Cool. All right. Yo, Wabajank, thanks for the suggestion. I think health potion is a great thing to put in the treasure chest. Tomorrow I'll actually add it to the treasure chest and add it to the inventory system upon getting it in the treasure chest. But I'm about at my limit for streaming today, so I will commit, and then we will call it a night. Let's see. We added a health potion. We added some new tiles for the whole room. And we fixed some particles for the snow today in the ice mountain. We rehauled the inventory just a bit so we're not just putting baggies and stuff willy-nilly in there. We added our boulders back. We added 2 bat entities to the dungeon. We added mineral deposits to the dungeon. We added the health potion. And we added Cavictus to the game's credits. So we will call it a night and say we added all the stuff I just said, which is add health potion and ice mountain, whole room, whole dungeon. All right. So yeah, with that, we'll call it a night. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm starting to get back on a schedule of 7 p.m. Mountain Time streaming. So I'm going to do my best to stick to that 7 p.m. I should have put us on a better screen than this, but here we are. So yeah, Vim represent. And I'll be back tomorrow. We'll run credits here. We'll find someone to raid. Thanks for hanging, Puny. Always fun having you in. Thanks, Wabajank, for hanging. All the suggestions. Good cork ideas, yo. All right, we got Jed. We haven't raided Jed in a while. We'll raid out to Jed. He's building a game in Unreal Engine. So we'll shoot him over a raid and our Cavictus credit didn't load. We'll fix that. I put Cavictus in the game credits, but not in the credit sequence for loading for Twitch. So I'll make sure to add Cavictus. But thanks everyone. Have a good night. Catch you later. Peace out.